Hi, I'm Yash Reddy. Today I have with me Joey Freddy, an acting coach and a working actor himself. Let's dive in and see how the conversation unfolds today with Joey. Welcome, Joey.
Hello.
Hi, Joey. So good to see you.
Good, man.
How you
Good to see
been?
you too. I'm great. I'm great.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yes. Well, we got to make this episode untoppable. This is going to be the best one ever. Get ready.
Yes.
See what I did there? Get ready.
Get ready with
His
Joey
name's-
Freddy and Yash Freddy.
His name's Ready. Ooh, am I going to be the all-time co-host? I like that. Joey Freddy and Yash Reddy. Let's go.
Yeah. So, Joey, tell me about what led you into acting. At what age it started, and how did you find the passion for acting?
Well, my first ever performance was Kinnicky in Greece in grade 8. You know Greece? Go, Grease lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile. Grease lightning, go, Grease lightning. You know it, right? And then I didn't do any more acting all through high school, all through university. And then when I was 31, I answered an ad that said, "So you want to be a comedian?" And then 16 years later, I'm here.
And that's how it happened for you.
That's how it happened for me. Yes.
So,
But can I add this? I come from a very musical and theatrical family. My 2 older brothers are musicians. My dad is in theater. My mom was a singer as well. So it's in my blood.
wow. So, do you think? Can you call yourself a nepo baby?
Can I call myself a... No, absolutely not. Yeah. Can I call myself a Nepo baby? I mean, I could. I'm a Nepo baby. I'm absolutely not. No, but both my parents are teachers. My older brothers are musicians, but not like made men.
Because you have a privilege, they've already walked the path. Do you think your journey is any different? Was it easy for you? Did you find your fair shares of difficulties? What was it like?
I don't think it's really easy for anyone. It's crazy. It's weird. It's a weird choice. It's like I love all artists, all actors, all musicians because they take the road less traveled. It's riskier in a way. People will call it a risk.
Yeah.
But I think the risky thing is not following your passion, not following what you love, not doing things that bring you joy like people do. Sometimes people just work a 9 to 5 their whole life to pay their bills. And in their head, they're thinking, oh, I should really do this other thing. And I feel very fortunate that when I was 31, I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I got to go out and try something that I love.
So before the transition happened, what were you doing? Like, what was your other job?
I had maybe the polar opposite of being a comedian and a performer. I was a life insurance salesperson.
Okay.
Yeah. Sold life insurance, and I was a life insurance sales manager. So I would interview people, I would hire people, I ran a sales team. So I was entrepreneurial in that sense, but nothing to do with performance.
But you weren't fulfilled with what you had in life at that time. You felt like there should be some change.
I saw, this is how it started. I saw 8 Mile, Eminem's movie 8 Mile. Everyone loves it. One shot, one opportunity, Mom Spaghetti. And then I also saw Notorious B.I.G.'s biopic, and they inspired me. And I thought to myself, I was like, I'm going to quit my job and become a rapper.
Wow. So those movies inspired you to pursue your career.
Yeah. Those were 2 big ones. But I specifically had the thought, either I take a stab at stand-up, and I did a Yuck Yucks amateur night. And I remember walking there like, either I did this or I would be on my deathbed thinking, I wonder what would happen if I had did this. So it was just taking a shot at something that you knew you wanted to do.
And how long has it been since that transition happened?
That was 2009. I started in 2009, and stand-up led to sketch comedy, led to dinner theater, led to improv, led to student films, led to background, led to indie films, and then I got an agent, and then commercials and TV film theater from there.
Okay, that's like a full circle moment for you.
Yeah, I've literally done everything. There's not a single thing that I haven't done.
That's awesome, Joey.
Thank you.
So now let's go back to your childhood. Where did you grow up? How was your upbringing? Were you a pampered child or were you?
I grew up I'm a small town boy. I'm a small town country boy, Orillia, Ontario.
Oh,
To
really?
set the stage, well, I went to school in Orillia, but which is also the home of Gordon Lightfoot, who's a famous Canadian singer-songwriter, and I think also the home of Brian Orser, who's an Olympic figure skater. And this will sum up my childhood. My first jobs were picking strawberries, picking blueberries, picking blackberries, picking gooseberries, picking raspberries.
That's your first job.
Yeah, I
It's
cut grass, I cut hay,
and
I picked corn, I sorted corn, I sold corn, I drove the corn buggy, which is a pickup truck that says corn buggy on the
so
side of it.
what was your hourly rate then?
My hourly rate when I started working, I think I made $3 an hour. Yeah, it was like if you've ever bought a berry or any corn from a farmer's market, I was once part of the child labor force to bring that to you. But Canadian child labor force, so like in the grand scheme of things, I had it pretty good. So, but yeah, I'm definitely privileged because I'm a white male in this age and time. But I didn't start like I'm not like a golden, what do you call it, silver spoon baby or anything like that.
Um,
Middle class,
right.
which in the grand scheme of all of humanity is incredible. Like if you live in Canada right now and you're middle class, you're top 1% of the world.
Awesome. So all of your parents and your whole family, they are into arts, right?
Yeah, they
And
were they were always into art and supportive of it. Yeah.
and
Not professionally though.
do you think so? Where were they playing? Where were their careers are based off? In Aurelia?
No, my dad was in a singing trio, like kind of a rat race trio, like picture three guys in suits and bow ties, and they performed up and down the Catskills in upstate New York. Back in the day, this would have been probably maybe in the '60s, early '60s, and so I don't think most of the venues even exist anymore. But in the Catskills, there'd either be comedians opening for musicians, or sometimes musicians opening for comedians,
Mm-hmm.
kind of vaudevillian, where they had a lot of like shtick, like it was three guys, but sometimes they would have like wacky glasses or fake noses or a lot of this, or they'd have like canes, and kind of that old time ragtime kind of stuff. And my dad met my mom. She was in the audience at a show in New York City. He was performing. She was an audience member, beautiful blonde woman in New York. They met, they fell in love, and I think they were like married 3 weeks later or something crazy like that. Or maybe he proposed 3 weeks later.
That's a good love story.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my mom never did it really professionally, but she sung in jazz bands. They sung together. My mom did some, what do you call it? Like community theater, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So you had a career in insurance, and when you told your parents that you're gonna pursue your career in acting,
Hmm.
what was their reaction like?
I'm super lucky that my parents, no matter what I've done, have always been supportive and really like, if this makes you happy, then I'm happy that you're doing it. So I've only ever had encouragement. Never had no one, I've never in my life has anyone that's important to me where I would value their opinion whispered into my ear, like, when are you going to get a real job? Or come on, you need to do
Yeah,
something
that
different.
that for most working artists, I think that's a huge trouble. To find a supportive community.
Right.
Sometimes they don't have like immediate family or friends that support their goals, and I think you're very lucky.
Thank you. I agree. Yeah, I've been very lucky. And gratitude is something like that's, if you're any actor out there, just have the privilege, like think about all the things going on in the world right now. Wars everywhere, all kinds of stuff. And I'm a believer in the best of times and the worst of times. Kind of always things are amazing, and then also things are shit sometimes. But if you're in a position where you get to pursue art, that is a reflection of you being somewhere that is safe, that is um, privileged enough where you're not like, you can't be making a movie or doing a show if right now we were also worried about a bomb blowing up this house.
See, about that, I think an actor's mindset changes on their beliefs as well. So I would like to know. So what do you do when you wake up in the morning, and what do you do before
When
you
I
go to sleep?
when I wake up in the morning, we sometimes I think about what would be the worst thing to do, and I think the worst thing to do to wake up in the morning would be immediately watch horrible videos on the news. So that's like
Yes.
the worst. Like,
Yes. Yes.
I lately I've been really focusing on sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah, actually, Sarah, your makeup person, said that I didn't have any dark circles under my eyes, and I'm like, yes, I'm getting my sleep. Um, yeah, that's actually what this is. This is a Whoop. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not a I'm not a Whoop salesperson, but this measures all of my sleep and a bunch of other biometric factors.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
I think sleep. This if you want tips for actors, get sleep. Filmmakers get sleep. I think there's something super toxic in the industry right now, and it's kind of been around forever where you wear it as a badge of honor, how long you work and how little sleep you get, which is insane. That's not a good way to live.
yes.
That's not a good way to find joy. It's not safe. If you're underslept, you're basically drunk,
I think
like
people are going to realize that only when
cognitively.
they reach their late 20s, like how important sleep is.
Yeah,
But early 20s, they're like partying, doing whatever.
right.
So if
Oh
you're,
yeah, party, but
yeah,
also then sleep afterwards. Yeah.
yes. So I've been to Actors Audition Club. I was a coach for a while
Yeah.
until things took off for me and I had to step down. Now, when I was in the room at the audition club, I saw a lot of books, So I would like to know what books have shaped you into a better person, or like it had a lot of
Right.
impact in your life.
I'll answer it two ways. The acting book is the one that I consider, if I do see like a Bible of acting and auditioning, is The Audition by Michael Shurtleff.
Mm-hmm.
I think every actor needs to have that, and especially if how you're getting jobs is by auditioning, then you need to know that book inside and out.
Okay.
My favorite books recently, The Gap and the Gain. Do you know about that one?
No.
Incredible book. I'm spacing on maybe it's Dan Kennedy and someone else. It's two people. The theme of that is most people. So we're here now in our lives right now, right?
Yeah.
We were somewhere in our lives, and in our heads we think we're going to be somewhere down the road. Like you have goals or where you
Yes.
want to be. And the thesis of Gap and the Gain is, if you want to be miserable, unhappy, and unsuccessful, spend time thinking about the gap, meaning the gap between where you are and where you want to be, where you look around.
What you don't have.
Oh,
And
why
all
don't I
that.
have
Yeah.
this? Look at him. He has that. When I have $1 million, I'll be happy. When I have a Lamborghini, I'll be happy. When this, that, and the other thing, versus people who look at the gain,
Mm-hmm.
which they look back and see, oh my God, look at how far I've come. Like in this last 10 years, I've grown, I've learned, I've done lots of cool stuff. I've had a lot of fun. And then they live in the gratitude of that. So Gap and the Gain is a big one. And The Big Leap is another big one.
Okay.
The Big Leap basically says every time we're about to have a massive breakthrough in our life, the self-sabotage is the wrong word, but we do things to keep us safe where we are today. So right when you're on the cusp of something greatness,
Yeah.
your nervous system, that new thing, that new amount of money, that new big role is scary to you. Like when you were to see a tiger, you'd be like, oh no, a tiger. I don't want to deal with a tiger. I'm just going to stay in the cave. So the book, The Big Leap, talks about, in order to make big leaps, you need to recognize that you're going to do things to keep you safe and avoid those big leaps, even when it's something that you really want.
That's awesome, Joey. So, Joey, tell me about how your transition happened from an actor to the coach. I know you've built
Right.
Actors Audition Club, but before that, you had something called Laughing Vikings.
Laughing Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really a realization of, as a performer, as an actor, as an artist, you are a business. Whether you admit it or not, or whether you take responsibility that you are the CEO of You Inc. And that's in 2017, that's what I decided. I was like, I need to be legitimate. I need to be a company. I need to have a business. So I started a business. It was Laughing Vikings is still the company. It's my production company.
Mm-hmm.
And Actors Audition Club, I looked at my skills, my knowledge, my expertise. It was as an actor, as a director. I had always helped other actors with their auditions. I had the studio space to do it. So that 2017 was a moment in my life where I took everything I had and shoved all in. I don't know if you've ever gone all in, but it was to get first month, last month deposit was all the money I had at the time, and maybe a little bit on a credit card to lease the commercial space to have the studio, and
Yeah.
and then it's grown from there.
So how was your first couple of years? Did you see any hurdles? Because usually the
Yeah.
beginnings are the hardest.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have any business experience. I didn't go to business school. I had something that I really love to do. And I've always had kind of a knack to monetize things. And I think now in 2025, there's more ways to monetize everything. But in the beginning, I didn't really know what was doing. I didn't have clients, but I had a big network of actor friends. So I started literally I started by giving it away for free, which I don't know that I would necessarily say that, because it's tough to start a business offering everything for free.
Yes.
But the first session was free. I would
Yeah.
do the first self-tape session was free, and then the vast majority of people would come back over and over and over again.
And now it's time for a rapid fire segment with Joey. There are a lot of questions that I couldn't ask because of the time frame, because of the time limit. And
Because I was rambling.
So I'm gonna ask him a lot of questions. I have my laptop with me. All right, Joey, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Yash ready.
So it's all about coaching now. What's one
No,
thing?
no, it's not all about coaching right now. No, I'm always an actor, always a performer first, and then I continue to coach others to do the same. So I will correct you there.
So what's one thing you wish more actors understood about the audition process?
That it is not about creating what they think they want. It's about making the decision and making strong choices on how you want to play this role, seeing every role as your own performance and your own short film and your own masterpiece, and then being okay whether they take it or leave it.
So what's the first thing you go through when you were given a script? What do you look at when you jump into an audition?
If I get it from my agent, the first thing that I do is I look at who the producers are, who the writers are, who the creators are, the production company, the casting. So I get a feel for the project first. And then I would go into the script. The first thing that I would do always is either rewrite or retype the script so that I'm not looking at the writer's punctuation. I think a ton of actors make a huge mistake where they play punctuation. So every time there's a comma, every time there's a period. And so if they watch 100 people do that, everyone's doing the same thing at the same pace, and even stage directions. So when I rewrite it, I take out literally all the punctuation and almost every single stage direction, with the exception of maybe like he raises a gun or stage direction that is so important. But like he sighs, he rolls his eyes, he shrugs, all that shit out. That's the writer's doing his best to inform the actor, but it's the actor's job to make those decisions, not the other way around.
That's a great tip you all.
Yeah, don't play punctuation.
What do you think of union and non-union? Do you think union is gatekeeping a lot of jobs? What do you think about the whole process?
I think it's a personal choice, whether you're union or non-union. There's pros and cons to both. I think the union has done a lot of great things for the film industry and for actors. And I think we also exist in a world where there's so much new media, and it's a real wild, wild west out there with new media and social media and streaming and all that sort of stuff. So I think there's a place for both. You're going to be non-union, you might be union. Depends on the projects you want to work on too.
What do you think Canadian film industry should do differently than US? Why do we have to stick with day players or one-liners, or supporting roles?
You don't. You don't. I think everyone needs to make that decision and needs to have a lead role mentality. Now, if a project is coming from the US that's already been cast in the US and there's only day player and bit parts left, then of course, if that's what you're going to get, because that is what's available. So in 2025, instead of just fighting for scraps and fighting for day player roles, make your own content, create your own content, look outside North America. We're in a global market, so there's no reason we don't need to play like little brother and our big uncle USA. It's like collaborate with other countries, other filmmakers in the world, one way or the other.
So with the self tapes, which has become the new norm,
Mm-hmm.
the competition has exploded, right? It's very competitive.
Sure.
How could an actor stand out in such a competitive landscape?
I think that gets back to what I was saying before is doing your best, presenting your best version of you joyfully and playfully, a lot of love, a lot of humor. That's a big thing right now. If you look at the news, the world can feel like a dumpster fire. So how can you separate yourself? Amplify love, amplify joy, amplify humor, be the most fun, outrageous, loving person in your auditions. See them as short films in and of themselves and make sure it's authentic to you. There's a big I used to think that acting was being other people. Like, oh, it's so fun because I get to be someone totally not like me. The best acting is when you bring the most of yourself to the role under those given circumstances. So if you want to stand out, be authentically you, be the human being that you are. And there's no way that anyone can be that because there is only one you. It's when you're trying to do something like, what do they want? Or you read the breakdown, you're like, oh, they want someone to be like this. I was going to swear, it's friggin' you. No matter what role you're in, it is you. It's not the character.
Hmm.
It's not some other person. It's not them. It's your bodily fluids. It's your body. So show the world that would be my advice to people. Show more of you, more of your voice, more of your body.
If a new actor had only $500, where do you think they should invest first?
Bitcoin. Take all of it and put it in Bitcoin. And I say that as someone who doesn't own any right now.
We're on a rapid fire, Joey. You're giving long answers.
I would
Okay.
invest it in classes and books. Classes and books. Whether audible books or like hard copy
A
books.
marketing move you recommend most to actors?
Own something. Own your own platform. Don't just have social media sites. You need your own website, your own business, your own company, your own entity that you control.
How long does it really take to build an acting career? I know there are a lot of professionals who think, they want
Right.
like fast results.
Depends what you're looking for and why you're doing it. If you're looking to do it for only money, then who knows? You should look at it both ways. This should be something you want to do for the rest of your life and know that as long as you're playing the game, you're going to be great and good things are going to happen. But also know there's magic and things can happen in an instant. You could have a conversation or one audition tomorrow and your life has changed.
Okay. If acting disappeared tomorrow, what would you do?
Uh, that's a weird question because I can never see that happening. Storytelling, whether it's live storytelling, whether it's stand up, it's never going to go away though. It's storytelling. It's
There's
human.
going to be one form or the other, I think. Even if TV and film goes away, there could still be
Yeah.
golden days, theater, like.
Yeah, there's always storytelling.
Yes.
Storytelling will never go away.
So what does success mean to you?
Success to me is deciding what you want, what your life to be, and then moving every day closer and closer to that. It's not one defined thing, it's what's important to you. And if you're pursuing that and getting closer and closer and growing towards that, then that's success.
So your vision, I think you wanted to have 30 coaches on Actors Audition Club. Tell me why it's important.
The way I have impact now, I have impact as an actor and as a performer, and I have impact coaching other actors. But now if I get a chance to coach other coaches, then I get to amplify my impact exponentially. I get to give other opportunities to other people. It's been a big joy of my life to help other actors, but then now to help other coaches help even more actors and just amplify all that love and all that joy and actually help people.
I think you've shared wonderful pieces of advice with me and with the audience. Is there any final thoughts that you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, first of all, kudos to you for putting this together. You're an example of not waiting for a gatekeeper or someone to give you something. You just need to create the things that you want to create these days. If you have a dream, you have a vision, just go out there, go do it, make it happen. Don't wait. The doubts and fears, especially your own doubts and fears, and unfortunately people close to you, are the biggest thing that will ever hold you back, not any actual real obstacle. So commit to what you want and then go have fun too. That's the other thing. This should be fun.
Yes, final thoughts. What do you think of the set?
I love it. I love the retro vibe. big Hepburn fan here.
Oh, you are?
Oklahoma. Yeah, of course. Legendary.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
I love her
beautiful.
too.
Sound
Um,
of Music, Barbara Streisand. Yeah, it's cool. Even Princess Diana up there in the corner. It's lovely. Yeah.
Thank you, Joey, for stopping
You're
by.
welcome.
It's really a
Appreciate it.
pleasure to have you on my show.
Yes.
That's with Joey. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna be back another week, another episode. Take care now.